Assalamualaikum English learners, how are you? Hope everything is fine, and let's discuss about agreement of verb and its subject. This one is easy topic of course, but sometimes we find some difficulties to determine whether the verb should be with us or not, for example. This topic is sometimes called subject-verb agreement. But the idea is just the same. And let's come to the rule 1. And on this video, I'm going to talk about rule 1 only in order not to have the very long video and to avoid boredom, of course. The rule 1 is the third singular subject is followed by singular verb. Now let's see the examples of this rule. Rule number 1. The third singular subject needs singular verb. Miss Sarah speaks Japanese fluently. Miss Sarah subject, the third singular subject, right? And then the verb speaks. That's why speaks here is plus s because the subject is Miss Sarah, the third singular subject. That's the meaning of the rule 1. Next, number 2. His honesty brings him to success. The subject is honesty, singular, abstract noun, so it's singular, and the verb brings plus s because the subject is the third singular person. Okay, now let's continue with example number 3 with the different difficulty maybe or the different thing to consider whenever we try to make sentence. Number 3, we have he and she plan their better future. The subject here is plural, he and she. So because they are plural, so the verb plan says without s. He and she plan their better future. Next, number 4, we have the very humorous teacher supervises those participants seriously. The main subject is teacher. The complete subject is the very humorous teacher, and the main subject is teacher, the third singular person. So even the subject is quite long, but it is the third singular person, so the verb is plus s, supervises. Well, number 5, with the different modifier that may make us confused to determine whether the subject is singular or plural. Number 5, we have the manager of those companies. The manager of those companies is Farhan's father. Where is the main subject? The main subject here is manager, the third singular person, but the verb is very close to companies. This can make us confused. Now remember that of those companies, I underline this, is a prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase as an adjective. So it is just the modifier that modifies manager. So it means the manager here is still the main subject. That's why the verb we use is. Prepositional phrase as an adjective, means that it is a phrase begun by a preposition and followed by noun or pronoun. For example, in the kitchen, with you, besides those employees, etc. Okay, now let's see number 6. Still, we use prepositional phrase as the modifier. We have the captain with all football players. With all football players is prepositional phrase, remember that. The captain with all football players has a meeting. The main subject is captain, the third singular person. That's why the verb is has. With all football players, even it is ended with players, it is just prepositional phrase as an adjective that modifies captain. So it is just adjective, remember. So the verb is captain. Next, number 7, still with prepositional phrase, we have that beautiful nurse as well as her friend. The real subject is nurse. I friend that blue. The beautiful nurse as well as her friends really helps me. Nurse as the main subject as well as her friends. Even it means additional, but this one is just prepositional phrase as the modifier. And because nurse is the subject, the verb is helps with S, because nurse is the third singular person. Now let's come to number 8 with the different modifier that may make us confused someday whenever we try to make sentence in the correct grammar. Number 8, we have Miss Shahirah talking seriously to those ladies looks worried. The real subject printed in blue here is Miss Shahirah, the third singular person. Talking seriously to those ladies is a praise. What kind of praise is it? So, talking seriously to those ladies is called participle praise. What is it? Participle praise is a praise begun by a participle. And we know that there are 3 kinds of participle. Present participle, also verb ing, like writing, going, studying, etc. And then the kind number 2, past participle. So, for example, we have written, gone, done, okay, or understood, or plus ed for some regular verbs. And then the kind number 3 is perfect participle. It is by using having and then plus past participle, having written, having gone, and many others. Now this one is just the modifier as adjective. So talking seriously to those ladies is just adjective. That's why the main subject is Miss Shahirah and the verb is with S. Well, let's see another example by using participle. Number 9, we have an old man reading a lot of books. Reading a lot of books is participle modifying man. So the real or the main subject here is man. Reading a lot of books, only participle phrase modifying man. Because man is the third singular person, so the verb is has. Okay, an old man reading a lot of books has brought inside. Next, number 10, we have a cat helped by those girls. Helped by those girls is just participle phrase begun by helped, past participle this one. So the main subject is cat. Helped by those girls is just adjective. Cat is the third singular person, so the verb is. Okay, next example number 11, we'll have some other modifier besides participle, and that is adjective clause. Number 11, my son who always protects his siblings works at that foreign company. The real subject or the main subject is my son, singular, the third singular persons. How about siblings? In fact, siblings here is the part of who always protects his siblings. Now this one is what we call by adjective clause. What is adjective clause? Adjective clause is an adjective subordinate clause that has subject and predicate. And remember that the function is an adjective. So my son is the subject, works is the verb plus s. Number 12, the last number. Again, we will see the examples of subject modified by an adjective clause. A patient who always consumes vegetables and eggs gets better. The main subject is patient, and then the adjective clause is who always consumes vegetable and eggs. Because the main subject is patient, the third singular person, the verb get must be with s. So it is not so difficult, right? It depends on the analysis of the modifier so that we can determine the verb. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all about rule 1 of subject-verb agreement. If it's the first time for you to be in this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell. Thank you for watching. Also watch my other videos about the different topics.